Hey guys, I'm going for a walk here in Nha Trang, Vietnam. Heading down to the beach, but figured show you guys a little bit of kind of what it's like here in Vietnam. Not a whole lot to talk about with markets, because I woke up again today to see another price plateau in the negative, and again, like I think there's a lot of confusion. A lot of people are kind of wondering why we're seeing prices drop as far as they are, and I kind of went through some of my theories a few days ago. I still kind of stand by some of those theories. I think that we're in a little bit of a consolidation time right now. Oops. This is there was I thought it was like interesting, like the title basically, like we're you know, sooner or later we're going to see a bull run. That was said by the CEO of Binance. That's been kind of like a trending quote, I guess you could say. McAfee's been pretty much telling people to relax, that we see these cycles through time to time. The sharp declines, I think, has been really one of the bigger things to take note of, because usually, like with a little bit, like when a lot of people that are in crypto, they're naturally kind of bullish about price, and I think that there's a lot of advantages to shorting, and that's one of the reasons why I was really kind of getting interested in getting into some of those platforms like Bitmex and a few of the others that are coming online. Looks like Digitex has been way down. That was another one that was kind of entering that realm, but I don't know how much lower it's going to go. Like, I don't see a whole lot of optimism. One of the things, like Google Trends is actually way up. It's kind of been a big high that we've seen. Google Trends is, in terms of like people searching for Bitcoin, much higher than we've seen. It's been raining like the last 4 days straight. It's they've got this typhoon coming on. It was just sunny here just a little while ago, and starting to see a little bit better weather. Check in with the chat. My guy tells me the bottom is near. So this is Nha Trang, Vietnam. This is a giant building they're working on here. Look at this thing. They are building some monsters here downtown. Just kind of looking around downtown. Like, it's a pretty big city here. A rat's nest of wires. Look at that. Jeez. The beach is right over here, so go to the beach, down the beach a little bit. $3,000 Bitcoin would be at 85% from all-time high. This would be about right if you're looking at the 10-year history bear charts. Like, some of the articles I was reading, there was, actually I gotta find those. They were putting a lot of support at like the 3600, which is kind of what we just did see. It kind of came down and touched 3600 and it's come back up a little bit, but and a lot of that's kind of based on the cost of mining. Even with hash rates have kind of come down a little bit. Not as many people mining. It's kind of interesting. It's hard to say. Like, I really don't have any Bitcoin, but this is a good time to get in. One of the things I thought was that I'm wanting to get into is now with NovaChain, with their BTC Rex, they have an option to get out in BTC. This might be a good time to start accumulating some Bitcoin, just with my account, you know, there. So I don't know, I'm kind of looking at that, but you know, like I'm sitting on a lot of Nova tokens, I'm sitting on a lot of Arb tokens, kind of waiting for price to come up, and everything's been a little bit suppressed because of you know, Ethereum being as low as it is. FOMO is building in the Gandhi smart contract. Let's take a look at this. Is it's another big one they're kind of building here. I don't really have a whole lot of answers, you know. I've a little bit disappointed because, like, you know, just started traveling, and I kind of took my eye off crypto, or just haven't been in it as much. You know, I've been kind of checking in with my live streams, but I haven't been as focused in crypto, and we've seen just like, you're just seeing everything tank. Good time to get in, but I don't see a lot of optimism or like kind of new people wanting to get into crypto with all of the negativity around it. Maybe some of that's orchestrated a little bit, who knows? I'm gonna check out this thing over here. Waiting for the depth chart to show a vertical green wall. Yeah, that's probably a good way of looking at it, of kind of, you know, some of the buy and sell orders, and seeing if there's some stability at some of those price points. It can be harder with some of the bigger markets because they move so fast with Bitcoin and Ethereum. You prepared to hodl for at least a year? City. I think we're going to see the flip with BTC. I think we're going to may see it with Ripple here pretty soon. The market cap with Bitcoin is still really high compared to the rest of the market, because the rest of the market's getting hammered too. I mean, with the stock market being as low as it is as well, that's kind of playing into the overall kind of economy is down. And I think that's impacting crypto. So we're seeing the same thing. You know, markets are way down in the stock markets. I haven't been following those as much, but there's they've been impacted as well too. They've been on a pretty sustained bull run for a really long time, and you know, the last recession we saw, you know, in 2008, and there's, you know, a lot of those things are kind of on 10-year cycles or so. So perhaps we're getting ready to be prepared for a little bit of a slowdown. My strategy is to try to live a little bit cheaper I mean, my hotel that we're staying at here is 13 bucks a night. It's really inexpensive to stay here. So much cheaper than Saigon. And I'm looking to go a little bit north where it's going to be even cheaper. So cost of living is really low here. And, you know, I'm just kind of sitting on a bunch of cash from selling all my belongings and getting ready to kind of travel full time. So I figure I can kind of sit on that until the end of the year. That's why, like, I'm really just trying to stay occupied, stay busy, and try not to look at the markets too much. I do like some of the Google Bitcoin trends, like seeing some of that. That's really encouraging to see, because that has historically been a very good indicator. Once we start to see some interest, kind of, you know, collectively, you know, outside of the traditional kind of crypto niche. So it's kind of getting a little bit more the word out a little bit more about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and that's happening right now. Whether it's because of the down market or whatnot, but I think there's just a lot of new projects, a lot of new things that are kind of coming online, and you know, that's about where we're at. People should treat crypto like a 401k. Put money in every month and forget about it in a few years. Bulls will be good and strong. You should be happy when you see prices rise. I think having like a gradual approach, I mean, that's one way of going at it. Like, I've been kind of trying to time the top a little bit, and so I've been holding a lot of coins, but my advice for people has been more of like a breaking it into thirds. So a third you're reinvesting into perhaps one of the platforms you're in, or maybe it's just an altcoin that you're supporting. You have you know, another one where you're just holding the coin or the token, if that makes sense. So you have one that's a little bit more of like, say with like Arbitraging, Novachain, Dropple, one that you're actually getting back into like their lending aspect. There are some lending platforms that you can do that with Bitcoin. Saw Crypto Tips did a video not too long ago, but she kind of got trashed on some of her suggestions, and it's tough to say what can be trusted or not, just kind of with the history that we've seen in that space. But then the other third, just trying to live on that, and that's kind of what I've been trying to do. And so, oops. Yeah, it is a typhoon. Just cooking lobsters there. Huh? Yeah, there's a typhoon that came in from the Philippines, and it's just starting to pass, but it's been raining really, really hard the last several days. Cars just sitting in the sand. There's some really cool stuff to do here, so I'm looking into that. There's apparently that over there is like, I want to zoom in here as much as I can. You can kind of see like the cable line there. There's like a cable, you get in this cable car, and it takes you like all the way out here onto this island, and that's like an amusement park over there or something. It's called Vin Pearl. So I'm gonna go check that out. Looks kind of interesting. So that whole island there is, you know, they got some interesting spots here. They got kind of a resort. They do like these mud baths. They're kind of like, you know, known for their mud baths. So my girlfriend, she wants to check that out. So we're gonna go do that one of these days. They do these. They have these like open boat dinners that you can take out for like sunset and whatnot, kind of into some of these really more scenic lot of really cool stuff to do here. And I think that's why this is kind of an up-and-coming developing city. A lot of Chinese money coming in here. A lot of Russians too. I've noticed that in the last few places I've been, especially I guess this time of year, all the Russians come down, kind of the snowbird Russians, and they take advantage of the warm weather here. Body like glass. I'll tell you that right now. My wrists and my ankles were barely holding up while I was playing football. They were taking when you play at that level, you can't use your shoulder, can't use your head. Everything's with your hands. So you're constantly using your hands, and you have to be violent, very, very violent with your hands. So you're constantly like slamming your wrists and whatnot into other people. My wrists have taken a beating. They kind of crunch and kind of make all kinds of noises when I move around, so I'm sure I'll have issues when I'm older. This whole thing is, it's like a giant park that kind of goes down the whole coastline here, but that's nice here. Stay here for a few more days. Just been waiting for the rain to go away. This is the first day I've been able to kind of walk outside. The sun was out a little bit earlier. Chillax with A-Bot. Man, I saw the video that IL Matt did where he got into the 200,000 A-Bot club. I thought that was that was really interesting. You know, I mean, perhaps if I had done my strategy a little bit different, I could have, well, I don't know if I could have gotten to 200,000, but I definitely could have gotten over 100,000, I think. You know, had I been able to time getting into the A-Bot a little bit different and kind of compounded my account, because really I've just been holding tokens. But you know, it was a smart play not too long ago when ARB was at $12. Not so much right now, but I'm hoping we'll see another pump, and I think I'm going to get in a little bit bigger into A-Bot with the next pump, and hopefully Ethereum does something. Ethereum going to go down to below 100 bucks. Don't worry, ARB will go back up. Nova Chain brought in the Bitcoin element, so it's not necessarily tied as much price-wise to Ethereum, which I think would help support ARB's price by not having it based on Ethereum. I know Dave has talked about that for a long time. I think it's just kind of in the works. They actually have it tied to their to Rex. So they basically have two different Rex platforms. You can either be in the Ethereum one or be in the Bitcoin one. All right, now it's starting to rain. Have to get inside, across the street here. I don't think crypto will get to the $1 trillion market cap until we see the next recession. That's why crypto was made in the first place. I think will be why the masses jump back in. I think that's a good observation. I could I could see that. I think part of it might be trying to time when, you know, we're going to see the next recession in the crypto, or not in the traditional market space, which is going to have a huge impact on everything. I mean, I got crushed in 2008. I was in personal training, and with personal training, you pretty much, you know, you're just building your clientele, and it takes a while. Like, it took me a while to kind of build up my clientele, but I was, you know, I was a good trainer back then when I was a little bit younger, just getting out of football. And then the market tanked, and everyone, that was like their biggest bill, they like cut there. They're cutting, you know, a $600, $900 or $1,200 a month personal training bill, you know, when the recession hit. So I lost like over half my clientele. You know, I wasn't working as much, so I had more freedom, but, you know, I lost out pretty big, and it took a while to kind of recover from that. I think a lot of people were in a similar situation. Vitalik is in Thailand. I haven't been keeping track of his whereabouts lately. Got to be careful here in Vietnam. They got theft is a big deal. Someone to come by and just grab my stabilizer. But this is a little bit of a city center right here. Goat coffee. SR20? No. Is that like a secure ERC20 or like a privacy? That would be my first assumption. Yeah, if the crypto markets stay down for a year, our price won't be as important, only a bot value. I know like the A-bot stop price has, the way that they incorporated that, especially with kind of like the second pump essentially that we saw, because I think a lot of people, when it was like 11, because the A-bot price held over $11 for a while, and it was even over $11.50. Like, there was a lot of people getting into A-bot at that point. And so I think that like the way that they're doing like the stop A-bot prices is a little bit based on that, like, you know, where people, because a lot of people were getting in essentially when the A-bot price was over the stop price. So there was a lot of people that got in at that price point, I think, and that's why we're seeing the stop price taking quite a long time to kind of come down as prices of ARB has been coming down. At least that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. Hey. I found her. Security token, okay. Got a Bart Simpson shirt. People wear some, like these, it's very foreign here, I guess you could say. You see some people wear some funny stuff. You can't see anything. I'm probably gonna lose signal when I come in here to the center, but we'll see what happens. I guess. The way these malls work is a little bit different. It's like everyone kind of has a little bit corner. Like all of these are kind of like independent dealers. I guess the signal's holding up. Deplam. I don't know what that means. Deplam. Huh? Beautiful. Credits, Skycoin. I have to look into those. I don't know the credits in Skycoin. I want to get more into Crystal Token. It's the rates are a little bit lower, but kind of like what they're doing. I think maybe it's a little bit more sustainable. All right, guys. I think that's about it for me today. I think I'm gonna try to find something cool to do for tomorrow's stream. Hopefully we'll see prices recover a little bit. Appreciate y'all staying online. Catch y'all next one.